Hi everybody, Peter Greenberg here again with a continuation of my report from March 25th and 26th. I've been reading a lot of your emails and hopefully giving you information you can use to help you navigate these uncharted waters. Let's go to those emails right now. Here's one from Miriam Talley who writes, please warn folks about Airbnb and attempting to cancel reservations. Once again, I know what you're talking about. Remember, Airbnb will always say that they're just the enabler. They're not the actual person who's providing the service. That's like saying Uber has no responsibility. They do. You paid with a credit card, you'll get it back. Remember, if you contracted for a service or a good and you didn't receive it and you did it within 60 days, you have rights under the Federal Credit Act. If they're not going to cooperate with you, please send me an email with your name, the full reservation number, the person you talk to on the phone. It's time to have a conversation. And they have first and last names, right? And titles. Let me have all that information and we will follow up for you. But remember, if you paid with a credit card, way before you even email me, get in touch with your credit card company and dispute the charge. All right? Remember, if a country is closed and you can't get there, this is something that you didn't do. And it's something that they should be responsible for because they didn't deliver the good or the service. All right? Here's one from Ed Wright. Oh, I love this one. Completely, not part of any of this, but I'm going to read it anyway. I see your picture often in Costco's magazine. Yes, I write a column for Costco every month on travel, and I've been wanting to write you about it. I don't know if you lead trips or just report on them, but the question comes to me, would I like to be on a tour with this person? You appear very serious, and I wonder if you would be a fun person to travel with. I'm a great person to travel with, but I got to tell you something, Ed. I don't lead tours. I don't sell travel. I report on travel. So I think you were trying to pay me a compliment. I'll accept it. I'll try to be a little less serious, but right now we're dealing with some serious issues. Thank you for continuing to read the magazine, but I won't be going with you. At least I'll be there in spirit, but I won't be sitting next to you on the bus. Here's one from John Trudeau. We have a trip planned with Kalos Golf. They have not sent any information on how they are dealing with the coronavirus situation. I had to start an inquiry with them after 3 exchanges. They said that due to our age and one of us having an underlying health condition, we wanted to postpone the final payment to see how the virus played out, or having them postpone the trip until next year. They will not do anything. All right. You also mentioned that you use a Virtuoso travel agent. These guys are great. So continue to use the Virtuoso travel agent. And now, as I've said all along, send me an email to peter@petergreenberg.com with all the details of the name of the company, your reservation number, who you spoke to, the name of the travel agent at Virtuoso, and maybe together we can help you on this. Here's one from Rebecca James who writes, my elderly parents are in Tucson, Arizona at their second home. We are scheduled to bring them back to Chicago on May 18th. We are really wondering which is safest, bringing them home soon or sort of waiting out the virus to see if it gets better, safer to be in public places in 2 months. My fear is domestic travel bans. We don't want my parents to be stuck in Tucson with no family nearby as the temperatures rise towards summer. Mom is 88 with health issues, and Dad is 90. I can't give you an answer to that, Rebecca. If you're worried about a travel ban, what I've said all along is, as long as the airlines are going to get this bailout money, they're going to continue to fly domestically. So that's not going to be an issue for you. The issue for you is, which you didn't tell me, is where do you live? Do you live in a place that's colder than Tucson, Arizona? Or would it be better for you to go to Tucson, Arizona and be with your parents? That would be a better idea in my book. Either way, social distancing, self-quarantine, especially considering their age and vulnerability. But don't worry about a travel ban. It's not going to happen as long as the airlines accept that bailout money. I guarantee you the government's not going to loan them money so they can stop service. Here's one from Chuck Adams. He said, my wife and I have paid in full for a flight from San Francisco to Charles de Gaulle to go on a Norwegian cruise on May 19th. A flight from Paris to Nice on Air France for a cruise out of Monte Carlo to Dover with Seabourn on May 25th. Hey, I want to go with you. And hotels in Paris and Dover, as well as a transfer, blah, 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 blah. Here's his question. If the cruises are going to resume in 90 days, I expect to hear from Seabourn that their cruise is canceled and we will opt for a future credit for another cruise. But what about Air France, the hotels and the transfer? Of course, I will contact them, but I don't know what to expect. Well, here's what you didn't tell me. Did you book your airfare as part of an air-sea package with the cruise line? If you did, then it's up to the cruise line to give you all that back. If you didn't, then it's a la carte time, and you're going to have to go knocking on every one of these doors: hotels, airline, transfer companies, buses, you name it. And remember, most of these people that you mentioned are not based in the United States. They may just try to say it's non-refundable and you can't get your money back. But I'm going to assume you paid with a credit card, and that kicks in again. First, go to the credit card issuer and protest the charge if they won't play games, or if they do play games, or if they won't play fair, I meant. These days they're playing games and they're not playing fair, so you figure it out. You get the point. And then copy me. But remember, you need to address each individual travel provider separately, because that's probably how you did it. Norwegian is another issue. And once again, I know you asked this in your email, will Norwegian go bankrupt? I'll give you the same answer I gave to everybody else. Going bankrupt does not mean ceasing operations. And as far as I'm concerned, the cruise ships and the cruise lines have a reasonably healthy balance sheet that will allow them to weather the storm, although they're not going to be making a lot of money this year, as in no money at all. They're taking a huge hit here. But if you're worried about whether the ship's going to sail in September and October, unless there's another outbreak of the virus, my intuitive guess would be saying yes. If your trip is in April or May or even in June, my guess is they're probably going to cancel. And then you have to determine whether you want the refund or the voucher. Here's one from John Payne. Okay, John, he says, he liked my last video and said, I started to listen. I was only looking for tips whether it would be safe to travel. You started at the macroeconomic level, and I don't have 16 minutes to learn whether you get to the practicalities of travel. Would it be helpful if that part's reducible to 50 words to have it in a written format? John, I think right about now, with all of us self-quarantined at home, take yourself away from the tube watching Wheel of Fortune, and you can spend 16 minutes with me. All right? Either that, or I charge for the word, and you won't like it. All right? All right. But thanks for your question. Stay with me. You'll learn something. Then here's one from Cindy Wesson, who writes, or Weeson. Please advocate for the thousands of travel advisors who are classified as independent contractors. We gave back our commissions, and for the foreseeable future, we will have no income. We are excluded from collecting unemployment. We should be included at this time of a national pandemic. Thank you. I agree. This is exactly what I said in my last video. There are so many people here who come outside the umbrella of the people who really need the money. Getting a check for $1,200, supposedly to last you for, 8 weeks, given your other expenses and what's been mounting up since this started, is not going to be enough. My prediction is this $2.2 trillion package that Steve Mnuchin got the Democrats and Republicans to agree to is going to be the beginning of a $4.4 or a $6.6 trillion package. Because, again, I don't call it a stimulus. I call it a basic recovery to get us somewhere back to where we can get in trouble all over again. So mark my words, I can't tell you when it's going to happen in the next 4 weeks, but they're going to have to go back to the well. And as it applies to you, I certainly hope they don't leave you out of this. Let me know, okay? Here's one. Look, let me put it to you in another way. We are all in this together. Some of us may be eligible for some money, some of us may not. Some of us own small businesses. I have a production company. I have people I have to pay. Some of us may qualify under an SBA loan. Some of us may qualify for nothing because we make more than $150,000 a year. Or we don't have a family of 4. We won't get the $3,400. It's all good. Look, we're all doing this together. We're all learning about it at the same time. But my guess is, and I think I'm going to be right, what you're seeing now is just the beginning. So stick with me. There'll be more information coming. I'll be back to you tomorrow with more of your emails and hopefully answers that you can use. And as I always say, stay safe, stay healthy, and perhaps even most important, stay sane.